Uh, Good morning. We are finally live. Ah,
Well, I had to find out about that. So,
oh, we are live.
Chad, what do you think about a time jump? Is there anything you need to do in specific time right now?
How much time are we talking about?
That's what we decided
How
on.
much time? Probably about a week.
I don't care.
I mean, do you have anything that you wanted to do during the week? Anything?
Not really.
No,
Well, yeah, adding the buxom redhead to my herd. I remember that
Right.
part.
That's just a cool you do it thing, so that's no problem.
John might want to get out of the city for a few days, go up to the Lake District with his cat, and let it do some natural hunting of deer.
Sure.
well, the
Totally
doctor is going to be traversing the nightclubs of London, trying to look for drug dealers not in the ring and try to scare them away and find out more about these disgusting creatures with small fangs.
Aw. Why is everyone so mean to the thin bloods?
John's got no problem with the Thin Bloods,
Because
unless they look like they're going to make moves on someone in his coterie.
The doctor thinks they're an abomination.
Good morning, everybody.
Make a note.
How are we today? It's
John
early.
John secretly believes that he and all
15 minutes
vampires
ago.
are abominations.
Super tired.
I mean, that's a pretty good belief to have. At the end of the
Coffee
day.
drip. Yes.
So
I actually have.
over this week.
Coffee makes me poop. Big old coffee cup.
It's the caffeine, you know, Chad.
There's lots of coffee in here.
Oh no, Chad only drinks caffeine-free coffee, don't you, Chad?
You know, my parents' house on Sunday, my dad asked me if I wanted some coffee. I was like, yeah, I'll try it. And he handed it to me with a shit-eating grin on his face, and it was decaf coffee. Like, what the hell is this?
What's the point of coffee without caffeine?
Exactly. Because my mom bought it for him, and because he's 60. And he's like, I'm not drinking this crap. So he tried to butter it up on me.
That's hilarious. Do we have two kitties today?
They're somewhere around here. I don't know. They might be hanging out with me today.
Give it a couple more minutes before we officially start.
Hi. So yeah.
Just while I write some notes down here. So Zachariah adding both our drag queen friend that Dr. Schloff brought home and the lady of the night whose name you did not catch.
Yes. Did the drag queen hang out with Schloff? Because we did end before his feed scene.
I don't know. You guys hung out both together. It was kind of a yes.
Eiffel Tower.
Implied.
Oh, Chad!
Now,
I am that pervert.
either way, as far as my brain was like,
I'm such a
sorry,
pervert.
I literally just had like a stroke or something. Jesus, my brain just died.
So the doctor did end up feeding on the drag queen he brought home, as he thought Zachariah was being awfully greedy, having someone already there.
Right.
I'm pretty.
To be fair, that was just because me and James didn't, or me and the doctor didn't communicate, because we both went out there to get him someone.
So Zachariah, I'm going to ask you, what was this redhead's name?
I'm not going to say her name.
Do I name a random RPG hooker after my wife? That is always the question
I almost did her real name. I almost did.
That would have been folly.
I would get stabbed. I will give you a name here in like 2 seconds, because there's...
And Dr. Schloff, what is a name for
I almost named her Emma.
She shall be called.
Hi, Fred. Good morning,
She is
Fred.
called Felicia Redbush.
Felicia Redbush. Perfect. And out of drag? What is the non-drag name?
Let's say his name is Bruce
Chad.
Kennedy.
Chad.
Bruce Kennedy.
Amelia.
Bruce.
That's her name, Amelia.
Amelia. Perfect.
Yeah. Bruce Kennedy.
Bruce Kennedy.
Yes, Michael.
No, I was saying he should say that the drag queen's name was Chad.
Okay.
All right. So
I'll have you
we have
know,
some
Chad.
names. We have some people. I will add those to a relationship map at some point.
Yay.
I'm real behind it doing that thing.
You're behind on things, what?
I'm so behind it doing the relationship maps, dude. There's no way to do it inside the client, so it confuses me.
That is one that I think could be a massive improvement on.
Her full name is Amelia Pond, in case you were wondering.
Amelia Pond. All right, got it.
Yes.
She's your companion for now, but she's going to be someone else's companion later.
Eventually.
So much.
John,
James,
you've
I've been up for
gone-
20 minutes. Eat me.
You've gone to the forest,
It's the Lake District. It's just
like
it.
the Lake District. Is this in northern London?
Oh,
It's
this
so
is out
early.
of London. This is like maybe from London, maybe about 4-hour drive.
4-hour drive.
But it's closer to where I am than where London is.
Okay.
I
Well,
suppose we could go to Dartmoor. I don't know if
Let
they've
me-
got beer in Dartmoor though.
let me ask you a couple of questions. So, generally, your nights are like 8 hours. Okay, that's generally what they are in game time. So, a 4-hour drive there, doing some hunting. Where do you stay for that evening?
That is a good question that I did not anticipate. I do have.
Like an old hunting lodge or something there.
I mean, there'll be places around, but I'll go someplace closer. I'll go to maybe someplace in Devon.
I mean, that's okay if you had like a hunting lodge out there or something like that. That's totally fine. But
Someplace out of the sun.
that's fair enough. But where? just make something up. We're just expanding our world here a little bit.
Honestly, I will have just, once it got closer to night and I realized I wasn't going to make it back in time, I just found an abandoned property in Stockport.
Okay.
And I just smashed it in a window and we went, yeah, I know it's Stockport. Don't look at me like that, James. Stockport sucks. What can I do about it? It's close to the Lake District.
So you smashed a window on the property. Was anyone inside?
It's an abandoned property. If there was, I'm sure a large cat entering made them leave rather abruptly.
Fair enough. All right.
So is it like a derelict property?
Yeah, there's enough of those in Stockport.
Oh yeah, there is.
God, the high street in Stockport was doing crap back in 2008, 9. I don't know what it must look like now.
I don't know.
Right. So, we've got this week kind of fleshed out of things that have happened. Generally, we do this off camera, but yeah, it is
But-
what it is.
Our storyteller.
If any of the viewers are from Stockport, I apologize for your being from Stockport.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
I
Yeah, what's the worst that
apologize
could
that
happen?
you're from Stockport. I'm sorry you're from this
What-
place.
What's the worst that could happen?
So, now that we've got this week fleshed out, that's pretty much what you guys have been up to, I suppose. Unless you have anything else that you wanted to have been up to.
No? Not that I can think of.
Dr. Schwab?
Surviving, man. We're surviving.
You're trying.
Keeping our heads down, trying not to piss off the queen.
Again.
Yeah. Good job, Schloff.
Right.
Oi.
Oi.
So, we'll say at this time that Charles has probably made his way back to his manor from his business in Chicago. He was doing some things over there. But he would have returned at some point during the week. Rudy? Hello?
He would have returned sometime at the week.
Yeah, he would have returned sometime during the week.
Excellent.
So if there are any questions for Charles or anything like that, we're going to start.
What's up,
in
Caesar?
About a week after the events of last week.
So I'd just like to say that my hunger will have reduced by 1 because I would have fed on that woman.
Right. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, unless you're saying otherwise, all of your hunger is at 1, and all of your... Generally, this goes by scene, but all of your willpower will have been recovered as well.
Thank you for the
So,
resub.
just curious, how does it work with feeding off of animals again?
Feeding off of animals, it works basically the same as feeding off of a
What's
human
up,
if
Caesar?
you're a farmer.
It's early.
Okay, but if you're not a farmer.
It's like 1 point.
Okay, because I would have been feeding with my cat, basically. I would have been hunting with my cat throughout the week.
Alright, it's like 1 point. Either way, you would have been... You can never reduce that hunger below 0 or below 1 by feeding off of animals. So,
You have to kill a human.
right. So if you have done some human killing, then set your hunger to the appropriate levels. And as we wake up this evening, go ahead and give me a rouse check for
Does it class
tonight.
as Diablo if you kill a thin blood?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Balls. Fred says you're catching up to him, James. Thank you for the resub.
Alright. Well, I hope this is not a foreshadowing of how this night's going to go. So, we have 3 failures on hunger checks. All of you get slightly
conference
hungrier
call.
as that beast comes out once more.
Shut up,
You can
Callie.
hear him in the background. So what is everyone doing? Where are we going? What are we doing?
Oh, no.
You guys have successfully, after the events of last week,
the
somehow
storyteller.
managed to not get killed. John pulled a gun in the middle of a crowded restaurant. Let's see.
That is true.
Yeah.
Does our noble landlord know about all the shit we've been up to?
Charles?
Mm-hmm.
Eh.
Has he heard since he's got back?
Success, failure, success, yes, failure, no? No.
Good.
Oh, when Charles gets back, I do introduce him to the cat, and I apologize if it's a problem with me having brought some livestock.
He was already there while you were doing that thing.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
Yeah, so he already knows about all that stuff.
Fluffy.
So, what information will I have been able to find out from him during the week about these kindred with small teeth?
Ooh, okay. So during the week, Charles tells you, Dr. Schloff, about the Thin Bloods. He tells you that as you know very well, the Thin Bloods are a product of the weakening kindred vitae throughout the generations. So they are the newest generation of kindred. Some of them might not even be full vampires, and some of them can't even embrace
Ooh. What's up?
properly.
Baron Brogar.
Abominations.
But on the bright side, some of them are able to walk in the sun. So they might at least somewhat be useful.
Interesting. So, what?
Would you say that Charles is a nodist?
Yes. A very strong believer in not.
Alright. So, with Charles being a strong believer in
no.
Nod,
No
he
chat
would
commands in this
probably
game.
agree with you.
You have to
and
talk
want
to.
more so eradicate the Thin Bloods than
You have to talk to Azel about that one.
anything else.
since it is his game. Yeah,
believing that they will bring about the end times.
I know.
That's pretty much what the Doctor believes. They are kind of like an abomination between food and hunter, somewhere in the middle, and that's just something that shouldn't exist.
Oh, I didn't give you guys experience. Whoops.
Damn it,
So,
Derek.
so since he's got back, will he have seen that we've recovered the family treasure?
He would have already seen that. He was already there for that.
All right, cool.
Yep. He was very happy about that. He actually took it to Chicago with him.
Has he left it there?
No. He took
Excellent.
it. He brought it back. So, with Charles back, everything in place, and 2 artifacts down, 1 left to go. You notice Lara does not. Lara probably hasn't been home in the past couple of days. She's been out, maybe doing Lara things. She probably definitely would have checked in. So you know that she is fine, just she's not here right now.
She will be partying and using ore and just having lots of fun.
She's getting it in.
Pretty much. That's really gross. Thank you, Chad.
Just so y'all would know. That's how she's getting it in.
Really, Chad? Really?
I'm perverted, remember?
This is not behavior we have not come to expect from Chad, though. Am I wrong?
This is fair.
Anyways, so.
What do you 3 get up to this evening? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Well, the Doctor would like to give our friend Darius a ring.
Okay, so giving a call to Darius. What's his last name?
He actually stopped the scene.
I don't remember.
Aww. I was just saying she was having fun.
Does
Anyone
anyone
else?
remember?
Was it Baggins?
No.
Darius Baggins?
No.
Wrecker?
It was not.
Wrecker?
No. It was not.
Hufflepuff? Was it Hufflepuff?
It was not the former lead singer of Hootie and the Blowfish. No. Alright, I will give it to you, because everyone has forgotten. Darius Shirazi.
Oh, that guy! Oh.
Yes.
Oh, the chooch.
I didn't know his first name was Darius. I knew there was a Shirazi.
Right.
We had half of the puzzle, me and James.
So yes, we will. I will be getting in contact with Darius Shirazi.
Alright. So, yeah, you can easily do that. So, you call, and you once again hear the voice of the same man who was there whenever you first awakened into this new world. He answers, and you again hear his slight Persian accent. Hello. Yes.
Hello, Mr. Shirazi. It is your good friend, the Dr. Schlaf here.
Ah, one of the heralds.
Yeah.
You've called me again. Wonderful.
Yeah, so I would just like to inform you that in our possession we have a key seal and a silver ring, and I'm wondering if you could give us maybe a little bit of information about where our friend Gwenllian resides nowadays, as we have checked where we know she used to live, but she is no longer there.
2 artifacts, and you're searching for a third. You make good progress, the heralds. I believe Mithras would be quite pleased with all of you. As far as a Gwen, well, I don't know where you could find her these nights, but I do know where you might find someone who can help you find her.
And may I ask the name?
Oh, yes, of course. Daria. You're looking for a Daria.
Does she have a
Generally, Mortlake Theater.
Mortlake Theatre? Does she have a surname?
Probably. I don't quite remember it.
Okay. That is wonderful news. Thank you very much. I will take no more of your time.
Very well. And he hangs up. Malkavians don't do social niceties. They don't.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So, what did you say the name of the place was? Sorry, I need to take note of it.
Mortlake Theater.
Mortlake Theatre. Okay, so I will. Is John back?
Yes, at this time, yes.
Okay, so I would suggest that we take our current artifacts and put them in the vault, since Chad has security features as part of his character.
Mm-hmm.
I presume we put them in the vault the second we get home with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you do so. You make your way through the manor into one of the newer and more renovated parts of the manor. And here you find all manner of things. There is like a brand new security system that's been put in. Maybe a few years old at this point. It's probably a bit of a misnomer to call it brand new. But you also find a very, very large vault. It's not like super big, but it's large enough to A, serve as a panic room if you definitely need it, and B, to serve as item storage.
Okay, so that's definitely where the artifacts will be being kept.
Mm-hmm.
So the Doctor would like to gather John and Zechariah together and explain to them that he may have a lead on the cup.
What'd you learn, Doc?
Well, have you ever heard of a place called Mortlake Theatre?
Yeah, what about it?
Well, there is a person there that is called Daria, I do believe her name was. I didn't get a surname. But she may have information on where our friend Gwen is, who holds the cup that we are after.
Hey, buddy. Come on.
Okay, what you want to do about it?
Go there?
You're gonna make me wait in the car again?
That's up to your master, as he says very slyly.
Is Zach in the room when we're talking?
Yeah, he did say he wanted all the two of us in.
Okay, when you refer to him as his master, he just kind of snorts and like turns his head a little bit, like.
Zach will shake his head like no, as he's petting Fluffy.
Does he call him Fluffy again?
He's been calling him Fluffy because he doesn't know his actual name.
If you want to know his name, sniff his ass.
From your storyteller, that actual name is Fluffy now.
What?
It's happened.
He sees to get a tattoo of it then.
Just imagine with John with a tattoo across his chest just saying Fluffy.
Yes.
Fluffy.
Anyway, since Zach is
How would it be spelled?
Since
No
Zach
idea.
is behind and into musical theatre,
Ziggy.
he will ask Zach how he feels about a night at the theatre.
I'd have to go and test out my new suit. I'd be okay with this.
Well, I know you're a man of culture, and we have people we need to find there. So I think that rather than just going on a night where there's no play on, maybe we should just go and see a show and find out more about this Daria person after the show.
Very
Do we
well.
actually know that it's a stage theater?
It'd be pretty easy to find out.
I mean, is it a stage theater or is it a movie theater?
It's a stage theater. So, the Mortlake Theater lies in West Brompton. A simple, you guys have been awake and alive long enough that you understand what Google is, so you're fine. So, the Mortlake Theater lies in West Brompton. It's a 150-seat venue, and it's located above a pub that shares the same name. Looking at the playbills and all of that stuff, you can see that the theater it seems to go for the more obscure plays that tend to leave critics both dazzled and probably a little bit confused.
Sounds good to me. So, will John be accompanying us, or is this far above his pay grade?
Do you want muscle or something?
Well, there's always need for muscle, as long as you're not going to pull your little friend out.
Hey, I don't pull it out for no reason. I pull it out if it looks like I need it out, you know, like threats and stuff.
Well, you remember, you shouldn't pull a gun unless you are prepared to use it.
I'm always prepared to use it, mate. Always.
Well, maybe next time, let's be a little more concise with every draw. We do not want to get in any more trouble as the Queen.
Maybe this time we don't piss people off. Eh?
It wasn't me.
Where is Lara anyway?
Last time I heard from her, she was out dancing.
Sounds about right. Fine then, I'll drive, unless that Ible is still around here. She gone? Haven't seen her since I got back from the north.
I assume you mean Eve.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, she's still there.
Better
She's
be pissed
around.
off
She
than
has
pissed
basically
on.
made herself one of the
I fully agree.
security team on the manor.
It's probably better to have it driving if I'm coming in, because, you know, it's good to have a car ready.
As,
ready to go and stuff.
as she looks at you when you say him.
Well, does it do? The doctor looks over at Eve. John, do you see those two fleshy bumps on her chest? Her?
As John is, I'm assuming, giving the same look that Michael is. I know you can't read, my friend, but obviously you can see us.
You guys have got a
Anyway.
lot of fucking time for japes, don't you? Get in the fucking car and let's go.
Before we would leave, Zachariah would go and feed on Amelia right quick to get rid of one hunger die, and also, you know, he has to change to look presentable.
Sure.
The vampire,
Easy
it
peasy.
goes.
You do
We started
so,
about half hour ago.
Sinking your fangs in. Just taking one.
Oh, yes.
All right. Feel free to go ahead and update that on your sheet.
Still lingering, kissing her. Yeah,
Yes.
gotta make sure she likes it.
Social, mental, physical.
We'll do social.
Social. All right. And this is to Amelia
Amelia Pond.
LK Social. Right.
Amelia Pond. Is I have made her part
So,
of my heart.
getting into the car, who's driving?
Eve.
All right. Eve is got the car ready. She has brought it around. Her stoic glasses in the front seat, eyes forward. And as the three of you get in, is the cat coming along?
Yeah. If I'm not driving, I'd like to just sit in the back with the cat.
Okay.
The doctor calls shotgun.
All right.
John whips out his shotgun. What?
No. It is a phrase I have heard. It
Oh,
means essentially
now,
I'm sitting in the
Are
front.
you that begs the question: are you taking any weapons with you?
I do have my
I-
cane.
I always keep a rifle and a shotgun in the vehicle underneath a false bottom in the back, and I always have my pistol on me.
Okay.
The doctor is not carrying his pistol tonight.
Okay. Good to know.
I do have my cane.
These events tend to have metal detectors and such.
So rifle, SG, false bottom. All right. So, as Eve drives through the city, you have told her the destination is the Mortlake Theater. It's a quiet night. It's just a nice leisurely drive over. There's like no crazy traffic accidents. Nothing super bad happens. Maybe some tunes on the radio for the 4 of you in the car.
Oh,
But-
put Gangnam Style.
Probably.
Followed by, call me maybe.
Yep. But you make your way over to West Brompton in London.
Whoa, I almost dropped
Now,
my
this
coffee
is
cup.
very near to the Thames, if I'm not mistaken.
Which is not far off.
Yeah. So this is on the south bank of the River Thames between Kew and Barnes. Was part of Surrey until 1965. So now that's where you guys would have known of Mortlake. But now it is its own suburban district. So, finding there, taking you to the address, indeed you do see a pub on the bottom floor. And above, there is a show tonight.
Hey.
So you can clearly see
As
some
above,
ushers
so below.
downstairs taking people up. There are people dressed in, not like crazy fineries, but like nice button-down shirts and things like that. This doesn't seem to be like a grand professional theater. It's certainly not an off-Broadway show or a Broadway show even. It's more like a local community theater.
So Zachariah sees this and kind of just. It's
John
big.
grabs one of the playbills and hands it to the doctor and says, "So what's playing?"
What is playing tonight, Eric?
Ooh,
What is playing tonight, Eric?
give me 1 second.
But you should.
My
The
list-
Lion King.
My list of straight plays is not as large as my list of musicals.
Is it The Wiz? Are they performing The Wiz?
Wicked was
Definitely
very
not The
popular
Wiz.
in 2012.
Death of a Salesman, Arthur Miller.
Oh, fantastic.
That works.
Well, have you ever heard
Wicked.
well,
Yeah, there we go.
I suppose you never have. Zach, you know the Death of the Salesman, right?
I do, of course.
Well, that is what is on tonight. I don't expect John to understand it, but I assume it will be to your taste, your liking.
It will
Still need to be
suffice.
rude, Doctor. I've been the death of a few salesmen.
That does not surprise me. We are all good at certain things. You happen to be good at, well, ending life. And bringing big cats back to our house.
He's a good kitty, at least.
Yes, you don't complain about him when he's cuddling, do you?
Well, we'll see.
Spam all that.
Make sure you hoover up after it as well. It seems to be shedding a lot lately.
What's
It's a
up?
fucking mansion we've got on maid. Don't be a dick.
Well, it's your cat, and the maid is kind. Anyway, this is not important right now. So the doctor would like to go and find out if there are any tickets available.
Yes, there are, and you definitely could have, called ahead and made reservations.
So the doctor will go and collect their tickets and pay for them.
Love Wicked.
3
So do
or
I.
4?
It's actually pretty good.
Eve is staying in the car.
Now the question is, Doctor, before we go in, look at the playbill. Do you see the name of the Daria lady on here?
Yeah.
You do not.
So the doctor is so do we know anything about this Daria, or will we ever heard of her, or is she kindred? Is she kind?
You can probably infer that she would be kindred from Shirazi knowing of her.
Right.
But where are you looking for her name on the playbill? Just like on the front?
So with John mentioning this to Doctor, he'll be like, "Oh yeah," and he will look around. He will see.
Oh yeah.
He'll look at the actors. He'll look at the director, the writer.
Not in any of those names.
Stage
What about
hand.
stagehands and stuff like the poor blokes who do all the work.
Not the stagehands, not in the flies, not in the not in stage management, anything like that. You do, yeah. It's not hard to find her. She is the costume designer.
Costume designer.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You see, there is again no last name in this program, just Daria.
So
Just Daria.
I would assume we'd watch the show and perhaps go looking for her after, maybe.
Okay.
Hopefully,
The bloke sent me a sheet. I'm going to take a look around.
so I have to nudge John a couple times to stop him from nodding off.
Before the show starts, John's just going to go take a look around and just scout the area. See.
Scope the place out.
So, Ageless, are you ready for
He's looking for things
tomorrow?
like exits in case we got to get the fuck out of here. Where things
Ready.
are obviously somewhat limited because you can't read names on doors. But yeah, just scouting out, finding out where things are.
Give me wits plus. We'll do wits plus awareness here. Hold on. Dang it. That's fine.
You forgot to change
Alright,
it, so too late.
With the wits plus awareness here, yeah, you find the exit. So this is a second floor theater. It is not
Vampire
tactically
time.
advantageous in any way. It is right above a pub. There are steps that lead up inside the pub, and there are also steps that lead up on the outside. There's also a fire escape in the back, and basic exit doors and things like that.
Is there roof access?
Do you want there to be roof access?
I'm looking for roof access. I don't want there to. I can't want a building to have roof access.
I mean, you can.
To build the
Well,
story.
it's always useful. So yeah, sure. If that's an option, I want roof access.
Sure, then this building does have roof access. Yes.
Yay.
More access is better access.
Now, I will add on to that caveat that there is roof access, but it is on top of the flies.
On top.
That's the
So
little metal
instead
stuff
of being
above
in
where the
the-
lights are. Yeah.
Instead of being in the normal space, so like on the roof of a theater, there is generally a flat part and then a completely extra raised section. The roof access is on the raised section, not on the lower part.
Nice.
So it's up in the fly space.
Difficult to access, in other words.
Yes.
Might not be a bad. I come back and I tell them what I found. It might not be a bad idea to get somebody up in the flies. Yeah, up there, get a good bird's eye view.
I will tell
I mean-
you with a show going on that getting someone into the
It'll be
fly
a
space
little
is
hard.
is probably
little hard.
A, not going to be an option, or B, going to be very difficult to do.
Like a difficulty 7.
You can always try.
So I can see that there's people moving about up there, yeah?
Yeah, but they are dressed in all black.
Gymnastics,
they have
Regis,
little,
thank you for
they
the
have
follow.
like
Welcome to our
little
vampire
headsets
story.
on. So they tend to. You can infer that they work at the show, unless you're going to have like some crazy World War I flashback and go nuts.
I mean, no.
No,
No,
please don't.
I'll be like, oh yeah, technical people.
Yes.
Please don't.
And I mean, this isn't like a giant grand fly space. This is like maybe an extra 10 or 15 feet. So this is a small 150 seat theater. It's more of a black box. They don't have like a lot of fly space. That's just how theaters work.
Yeah. So, will we have taken our seats by now when John's doing this?
Yeah, so as you guys go in, you are led upstairs by the ushers. How are you dressed this evening?
The Doctor has his usual kind of outfit on, minus the overcoat, so he looks a bit more casual. He came out in his coat, but he left it in the car as soon as he saw people around, not wanting to stand out too much.
Alright, perfect.
John's wearing brown patent leather shoes instead of black patent leather shoes.
Still a suit, still... Or have you taken to more modern day, everyday fashion?
Huh? No. It's pinstripe suit. Probably a little bit more in the darker charcoal gray than the kind of the lighter silvery gray that he often wears.
Alright, so John's looking like a straight up 1920s gangster. And what about Zachariah?
Well, Zachariah thought that we were going to the good plays, so he put on his beautiful tuxedo, or his three-piece suits.
Where's Cheaty?
With his black and white cane.
Small aside, don't hate on community theater. Support your local community theater.
Well, Zachariah, being who Zachariah is, expected grandeur and not community.
It's fine. So,
True.
Uh-huh.
Told you, they're all snobs.
yeah, at this, I mean, that's totally okay. So, this evening, you go and see, as you sit down, the lights go down once, and then on the stage in the middle. So this stage is a little bit different than many of the other ones that you've seen. This is basically like a black box theater. So the stage is still offset, it's still towards the back, but it's a very low platform. It's probably only about a foot high, if that. Maybe 8 to 10 inches. That raises slightly back just a little bit. There does look to be some like wing space, and there definitely is some fly space above, but just not a crazy amount.
I see.
And then, when it comes to the show, as the show begins, you begin to watch this play out. The very first thing you hear is a melody that's heard and played on a flute. It's a small and fine melody, speaking of grass, trees, the horizon, and up comes the curtain. Now for the next, probably, I think this play runs, 2 hours? For the next 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, they might have gotten a little slow.
Do we have an intermission?
There is an intermission, yes. So for the next around an hour, as Act 1 ends, you reach intermission. Act 1 went well. It was all in all, it's a good show. You know, they're doing quite well out here.
Could be better. Could
It's no off-Broadway production.
Yes,
but
it's not.
a good show.
Zachariah is mildly impressed. Not too much, though. He is a snobby.
All right.
Doctor is sat in his seat, quite enjoying the show, anticipating the next act.
Okay, are you guys doing anything during intermission? As the lights come back up, they release you to intermission. There is a concession stand for most mortals. Surely you don't partake of that. Or you do.
Well, there's quite a big concession stand for Kindred as well.
Yes.
There's a very big concession stand for Kindred. Yes.
Zachariah will be looking for a brunette this time.
There are many.
John's going to try and find an angle where he can see into the wings.
Because Zachariah is, in all essences,
Basically,
a
once
man
the
whore.
thing starts, he just wants to see if he can get an eye on someone handling costumes during the show, so we can get a visual on who he thinks Daria might be.
Okay. So... Yeah. We can totally do that.
All intents and purposes, he is a man whore.
I'm going to tell you, just like as a theater person and as a storyteller, yes, you can totally get a view of the wings, and you can totally look back, and you might be able to catch some glimpses of people doing quick changes or doing costume changes like that. But generally, your costume designer is not the person that's going to be doing those costume changes, even in a community theater production.
John don't know that.
Okay. That's cool.
I don't think he even understood costume designer. He heard costume something or other. He's like, okay, something to do with costumes.
Okay. Yeah, so looking... so catching a glimpse, what's happening during intermission, though? You see some kids running around all in black. Maybe they also still have their headsets on.
Surprise,
They're
motherfucker.
clearly part of the cast, part of the crew.
John is like trying to get Zach to explain the thing because he doesn't really get it. Like he doesn't understand why people would come and watch this particular performance. Like he's seen some body plays in his time, and cabaret and some burlesque shows. He gets those, but he doesn't really get this. So he's like trying to get Zach to explain to him what's the fucking point of this?
This is where cultured people go. I do not expect you to really understand.
So what I'm asking, Zach, don't be a dick. Just tell me what it's about. I don't get it. Why is the guy in such a bad mood all the time?
And I will give him the gist of the play.
All right. So, Zachariah, I'm not going to expect Zachariah to fully know everything about Death of a Salesman. So, with this show, this is basically about a salesman named Willie who
What
finds...
kind of last name is Lomax anyway? It's not a fucking last name, is it?
Willie Loman, yeah. He finds his career crumbling, and the relationships with his wife and his son are severely tested. This is a dreamlike meditation on the cost of living the American dream, essentially. It is very much a political piece, and with the... You were in World War... with the state of affairs in World War II, where you guys were there, this might actually kind of resonate a little bit with John. For sure.
Except John never had a proper job after the service.
Right. With World War I and World War II, it would definitely resonate a little bit with John, more of just kind of the cost and just seeing things go badly. So, intermission ends. The lights flash in the lobby and around concessions. You do find that brunette. What do you do?
I just introduced myself to her, of course, and with have all going up naturally.
And as she turns and looks at you, let me make sure that I grab this. Cool, you do have all on.
Yeah.
As she turns and looks, she is drawn to you. She's in kind of a pretty little dress. Nothing super extravagant. She's just going out for a nice theater show. And she's probably in a nice summer dress. She's got a little bit of a heel on. It's a good evening. And as you introduce yourself, she says, Zachariah, what a wonderful name. I am...
Catherine. No.
I'm Belle.
First thing, and then I will take her hand to kiss it. And the first thing I will do, though, is look at her left hand and see if there's a bloody ring on it.
There is no bloody ring, but there is a ring.
Is it on her ring finger, like a wedding ring?
Give me...
Is the gent's name Gaston?
Right?
No, it's not. But her name is Belle.
Trying to avoid
Do I
this
need you-
situation
do I need
from
you
last
to
week.
Do I need you to roll to see if it's a wedding ring or not?
Well,
no, I don't.
He knows
It's
what a
pretty
wedding
obvious. It's a simple... Well, I mean, wedding rings come in all different forms. It's a
Is it-
simple golden band. It is clearly a wedding ring. Yes.
Well, I will kiss her hands and just introduce myself and ask what brings her here, yada yada yada. But I'm not trying to go any further than that. With all the events of the past week still fresh in my, or 2 weeks still fresh in my mind.
The question is, though, is there now a pissed off gentleman sat next to her?
There is not, actually.
After
Zach,
that,
you're a proper home wrecker. You're a proper
There
home
was-
wrecker. You actually wreck their homes. You break into their homes and wreck them.
So, no, there was no disgruntled husband standing beside her. She was actually alone in the lobby. She was just sipping on a small glass of wine as Zachariah came up and introduced himself to her. She does tell you that, like, when you ask about her husband, or if you ask about him at all, she tells you that he is performing in the show, actually.
Oh, very well. And ask who he is playing.
Oh, the lead, of course.
Oh, very well. Well, I do thank you for your time. I must be getting back to my friends over there.
Oh, it's been very nice talking to you. Hopefully I'll see you after the show.
Yes, quite. Maybe backstage, perhaps.
Maybe. And with that, she goes back to her seats. What has Dr. Schloff been doing?
well, since the doctor is absolutely not interested in causing any more trouble, he's sat in his seat, cross-legged, waiting for the show to start.
Angel Boy
All right.
Pints. Thank you for the follow.
So,
Welcome to our vampire story.
give me a good old... I always say that. Give me a good old this. Just show me wits plus awareness, please.
Ralph.
Not a great pull for me, this.
It's not.
Ruffy tail.
It's not the most fantastic of your pools, for sure.
It's probably my
That-
best pool.
It's pretty good for John. Yeah. It's not your best pool. Your best pool is definitely your one of your firearms pools.
Oh yeah, wits plus firearms if there's ever a use for that.
There is actually. It is a very, very fringe case use for wits plus firearms, but it does exist. So, Yeah. So you don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Ralph.
People are
What's up,
walking
buddy?
around, in the lobby, but catching some glimpses. You do begin to hear some of the. Did you stay in the theater the entire time of intermission? Okay. So you would have heard some of the stage crew either above in the catwalks or below, just walking about the theater, talking about the costumes and talking about one of the mishaps that happened tonight during the show, during one of the quick changes. And that Daria is on scene and getting everything taken care of.
Is she visible?
She's not visible, no.
Okay. So at least we know she's here.
She's there. And as the lights go down once more to their dimmed state, John and Zachariah file back into their seats.
Real quick, because when Zach went to go talk to that lady, I just popped out for a second, saw if there's like a doner kebab place nearby. If so, I just got a little bit and then I gave it to the cat.
Sure, yeah. No, that's totally easy. Yeah, there is actually a pub downstairs. It's probably not like a full-on doner kebab place, but it's a close-by pub that might serve some meat. You could probably get a hamburger or something, at the very least. If you wanted to go like maybe a block or a block or two away, you might be able to find.
That's fine. I grab a hamburger and a side, and I give the hamburger to the cat, and I give the side to Ib.
Ib, yes. All right, perfect. He was like, cat gets the hamburger, I see. Well,
I do say to her, well, I like the cat more than I like you, don't I?
yeah, you might want to watch that, but all right. And she just eats the fries. Or chips, in this case.
Like big steak cut.
We pretty much still call them fries.
Yeah, I know. The fries are the same thing. I'm just...
Actually, they're not. Fries are like the little thin American ones, and chips are like the big steak cut fries.
I don't know. They're all French fries at the end of the day. And all French fries are created equal, and they're all wonderful. And if you don't think all French fries are created equal, then...
I'm a French fry racist. Waffle cut for the win.
That's fair enough. But, as we have a small discussion on French fries in the middle of our vampire game, we quickly go back to things. As the lights come back down, Zachariah and John, after doing their various tasks, make their way back to your seats. Dr. Schwaff is still sitting there.
Well, did you get up to anything interesting?
I met the lead actor's wife.
Ah, wunderbar.
Had a nice chat.
I happened to overhear a conversation that they had a slight issue with one of the costume changes, and Daria is actually on set behind the curtain.
Fantastic.
Maybe your friend could get us backstage.
Fantastic.
Well, John, where did you go? You smell a little bit greasy.
I just went out for a bit. Got a bit of food for the cat, and checked on him. She's fine. Bit of a cunt, but she's fine.
Maybe you should show a little more respect for her.
We do like a sleep.
After all. Sorry, Chad.
No, I would say we do like sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
John resents her for being the driver because he used to be the driver all the time. So now she showed up and she's the driver, so he just kind of doesn't like her.
And
It's that day.
does Zachariah know why you don't like her?
I don't talk about it, no.
Okay.
Anyway, the show is about to start, so let's have a little bit more silence, gentlemen.
And indeed, as you say this, you once again hear music. It is canned. It is very bright music. As the curtain rises, the music fades away, and
Come
you once
fade
again
away.
see this show start. Willie is in like
Willie.
short sleeve shirt. He's sitting at the kitchen table sipping coffee with a hat in his lap, and his wife is filling his cup whenever she can. And as the show goes on, as the show waxes and wanes and continues, they continue out Act 2 great. The show goes well. Show goes very well for them. It is a wonderful community theater show. Like, you can't put a note on it. As the show ends, the curtain call happens. There is a standing ovation for the cast, and the show has ended.
Okay, so I assume they all came out and took a bow.
Yes, that is a curtain call right there.
So is our lady we're looking for there?
No, she is not.
Okay, so are all the people starting to filter out of the auditorium?
People are starting to filter out. Some are actually headed forward to one of the side doors to like greet the cast.
That is definitely where the Doctor will be heading.
All right.
With all, of course.
Okay.
The Doctor will let Zach lead, as this is more of his speciality. And he will follow behind him.
Sure. So, as you walk down and you begin to shake hands with the cast, all of the cast are delighted to see you. They don't know quite why they're delighted to see you, Zachariah, but they are very, very delighted to see you. They thank you very much for coming to the show. They hope you enjoy it. And they hope that you'll come back for one of the later shows in the season. Are you guys asking anything in particular?
Yeah, so Zechariah will, thank each and everyone for their their beautiful performance, and we'll ask after the costumes how awesome they were, how great they were put together, and ask if the costume, the lady in charge of the costumes, is available to offer his congratulations as well.
And this is the lead, so the husband of the man, or the husband of the wife who you met in the lobby during intermission. He tells you, and he says, Daria generally doesn't come out for these things. She has some insecurities, as we'll say. But I will definitely let you know. I will definitely let her know. I will, and I'm sure that she will send her best regards.
And at that point, if he wasn't really wanting us to come back, I will pop off a compel and tell him to let us come back. If that's
Sure.
possible.
I mean, you can compel him to do so, but there are a lot of other people around.
Well, if he is the lead actor.
Also, doesn't that force a rouse check?
Nope.
Not for compel, no.
I thought last time you said compel was one that did.
Compel required a roll last time. It is mesmerize that requires a rouse check, though.
Yeah, as you can speak more than a word to them, it's like a sentence.
Yeah. So what is the one-word command that you give this man?
I will string together, take us. really quick. Or, if it's just a one-word command.
It's a single action command. Okay, I'll give it.
Or-
I'll
or
give
move.
it to you.
Yes. like take us, you know. Like,
Take
really
us.
fast.
He's American, they'll understand it.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Something about
I'm
how
going.
rude he is, though.
So it says no longer than a short sentence. So
Okay, so take us back.
are you adding anything to this?
Yes, take us back to see her. There, it's a short sentence.
Okay. So
And he's not rude. He's actually he's pretty has really good etiquette actually.
I know.
Oh yeah, but just saying "take us" is very rude. There's no social niceties to that.
There's no social niceties to subverting someone's free will, really. So, so he immediately turns and says, "Come," takes you into the back and takes you to a small hallway.
And really quick, is his wife with him?
No.
Okay, never mind then.
And takes you to a small hallway. There are people here. But he says, "Here you go."
Thank you, sir.
And he knocks on
Bro.
the wall.
What? Optimal Forn Shim, thank you for the follow.
Interesting.
Welcome
And
to
as he knocks
our
on the wall,
vampire story.
You hear the voice of a woman. She says, yeah. What can I do?"
Mistress Daria, I was one of the guests tonight, and I just wanted to come back and congratulate you on your costume designs. They're gorgeous.
So first things first. Can I get a wits and awareness roll from all of you? This is wits and awareness or intelligence plus investigation. This is difficulty 6.
Oh, fuck. What's my investigation at? No.
There's no point me rolling, Derek. I can't hit either.
Not even with crits?
Nope.
Okay.
Why the fuck would he do that?
All right. So, John, as you're searching, that beast comes out, and you're going to just gain a hunger here because
You said
I'm
while
not
I'm
going to.
but what am I searching for?
So as you're looking around with the wits and awareness, this was to see if you could tell where the voice was coming from, or like if you could find her, essentially.
Oh, I wasn't trying to do that.
This is just for me.
Okay. Because I was just following Zach around, waiting for him to find it.
Okay. I mean, you found her. She is talking to you through the walls. And she says, what did you ask her again? Oh, you complimented her costumes. That's right. She says, "Thank you. I worked very hard on those. What would you have of me? I can see you."
We would like to perhaps talk in private, if you will. Ralph, good
We're
work.
private's enough.
Were there still people around?
Not anymore. They've cleared out.
Then I will just mention. Actually, I look over at Schloff because Schloff is the face man He's a little bit better charismatically talking at people than Zachariah is, and will pass the floor to Schluff.
Well, my dear lady, I must say, that is a wonderful set of costumes you had tonight.
I thank you.
So, the doctor would like to hold his hand out towards her to take as like a shaking of the hand, and he's hoping that she will realise what he is and that they will know what she is.
She knows you're kindred, but you can't see her.
Oh, we can't see her.
No, that's what the wits and awareness was for.
Oh, right.
You factor in my beast eyes?
I did.
So is she obfuscating, or is she like through the wall?
She's through the wall.
I am wondering, my dear lady, would it be possible for us to have a face-to-face meeting?
There's no need for any face-to-face meeting, but,
Okay. So how does she tell that we're kindred?
she can see you.
Okay.
John's getting impatient. He says, "So do you know who we are? Do you know why we're here?"
Do I know who you are? No. Or do I know why you're here? I'm sure you're about to tell me.
No, John. Let us not be rude to the lady. I will be straight with you. We have been sent to you by Mr. Darius Shiradzi.
What's that old... Well,
Coot.
I suppose. Mother used to say, don't say anything bad about people if you don't have anything nice to say. But why did he send you to me?
Well, I am looking for some. I am looking for the location of Gwen Arwen. She is somebody we need to speak to with great importance, and Darius said you may know where she is, as we have been in torpor for 70 years. As you may know what happened with Zivor. Well, she wasn't where we used to know she located. The doctor's English isn't perfect, by the way. And, well, I just wish to, well, we wish to meet her.
That's fine. I don't need to know anything else. I can do this for you. But I will tell you where she is. But you must do something for me.
I was just about to say, what do you like in return?
John throws his hands up like, "Why are these people always making us do shit for them?"
This is the kindred way.
Speaking to you, John, because nothing is free. Now, I will tell you where she is. If you poach an up-and-coming young actor named Sheena McDarren for me, I want them for the theater.
Ooh.
Okay, and where are we to find this person?
She is fantastic. I don't quite know. Sometimes she comes around. Her acting talent, though, is exquisite. The soft skin of her face, she's beautiful. And looking around in here as well, you begin to see like lining the walls, taking a closer inspection at some of the mannequins and some of the costumes here. You see that a lot of the mannequins have like burned off faces.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Do we have any idea why?
Not really.
What is the mannequins, Daria, if I may call you by your name?
What about them?
Well, they appear to have very disfigured faces.
Oh. Well. Accidents happen.
I understand, I need to know no more. Now you see my friend over here, as he points at Zechariah, He is very, very convincing. I do believe he is the man to try and poach your little princess.
Wonderful. So we have a deal then.
Yes, I do believe we do, my lady.
And I'll look at John and say, write her name down.
John storms off.
And I believe that this is a good time for us to go on intermission as well
Yep.
for a 10-minute break.
Okay. Let me do that right quick.
Stream muted.
Not yet. Okay, so
Not
give
yet.
me a second. Da-da-da-da. And we are good. Alright, so I am back really quick while my coffee is making. So thank you for people hanging out today. We have a couple new things for the schedule this week. Tomorrow, we're playing in session 2 of Tomb of Annihilation at 9 a.m., 9 a.m. to noon. And then tomorrow night, I am playing in a Deadlands game with Marbania being the marshal or DM, if you will. So I am super excited to be playing that. I've been wanting to play some Deadlands for quite a while, and I'm pretty excited, considering I'm not working right now. So, and then Friday, we got our normal. Yes, Caesar, don't die. I'll try not to die. I know he has a penchant for killing people off. But, Friday we got our typical Tyranny of Dragons game from 5 to 9. Saturday, our 12-hour stream from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. with 3 different games. Sunday morning, starting at 5 a.m., we'll be playing Scourge of the Nightingale from 5 to 8, and then from 9 to noon we'll be playing some Prince of the Apocalypse, and then starts all over again next week. Yeah, TOA is tomorrow at 9 a.m., so it'll be 10 a.m. your time. So it's going to be pretty fun. I'm excited. I've been wanting to play Deadlands for quite a while because I love the Wild West. Because fucking A, right, man? Sure. Yeah, so check us out. We do have a intro video that is being premiered tomorrow for the Tomb of Annihilation game. That the illustrious Caesar John made for the campaign. That's going to be amazing. I do enjoy it, so tune in to watch it. Am I playing a ninja in Deadlands? I don't know what I'm playing. I still gotta look at all the character types. I wanted to do something like Doc Holliday-esque from Tombstone. Like, literally, like, play Val Kilmer. But I don't... I'm sure... I think somebody already has a Doc Holliday type. So we will... find out. I'll look at the list later today on how to make stuff. I'll be your Huckleberry. Exactly. So, if not, then I don't know. Maybe some kind of shiesty barkeep or something like that. All Josie Wales character, yeah. Or I could play like a Clint Eastwood type from one of his spaghetti westerns. So I'm like beyond excited. So, like I was talking to Marbania yesterday. One of the guys is setting up a one shot. I was like, well, I know my Thursday's open as well, so well, it's open for now because I'm between jobs, which really sucks ass. But it is what it is. Shit happens. And this new job I'm looking at, anyways, it starts at 1 o'clock in the morning, so it won't really. It goes from like 1 to 8:30, so it won't really affect much. But we got about 2 minutes left, so I'm going to go. My coffee is about done. Go get me some coffee, and I'll be right back. What?
Yeah, I know. Darren.
What? We are back.
What?
What?
We are back.
Did you get your coffee?
I did, see? Coffee makes me poop.
Wasn't that mug black earlier?
No, it's brown because it's a coffee. It's literally like, yeah, it's brown.
I could have sworn that mug was black earlier.
And then I have
Do you have two of them?
I have a poop emoji cup too.
I think Chad has a little bit of an obsession.
Chad, are you German by descent, perchance?
No. Why?
You sure? You go far back enough? You're not.
Yes, I know. I traced it back far enough, like because all my parents or my grandparents, all the way back, were all born in Ireland. So, like on both sides.
Explains a lot.
Uh
You do realise there's a place in Ireland called Fargrim, right?
huh. Nice.
Dublin area or like.
Wexford. It's southeast on the water.
Oh, hey, we're back.
We are back. We've been back.
So
You could
Fargrim
have let me know these things.
in County, is it Thamar? Something like that. I can't pronounce it.
Fargrim.
Okay, so
R-M-A-G-H.
Ireland.
I wonder if that was one of
Scotland,
the Viking
VXF
areas when the
Tobias.
Vikings, when the
Welcome.
Danish came in and took Eastern Ireland.
And
Potentially.
Insomnia. Welcome to the
Is he
stream. Thank
big?
you for the follow. Welcome
as
to our vampire
we
story.
return to
Ireland
our
is Scotland.
vampire story,
Yeah, my family all the way back from my grandparents.
you have just had a meeting with a Daria,
Well, thank
who
you.
has told you
I hope you enjoyed it.
that she wants you.
I'm going to turn off my
Did
camera
she
That
give
she
us
will
here.
tell you.
Cover my camera so I can eat my applesauce.
Did she give you the location? That's just what I'm getting to. Yep.
Because I haven't eaten my breakfast yet.
Do not want to know what Chad's doing right now.
Eating my applesauce.
Okay.
And I cover up my camera because I don't want you guys to see me eating.
I mean, that's fair enough. Okay.
Yep.
I mean, I thank you for doing this. So, grab my notes here. So, accepting Daria's bargain, she wants you to go get a Sheena McDarren. She tells you that she is a staple, or well, that she really works at the London Double Theatre Company. And she wants her at the Mortlake Theatre. So you can find her there. Either there, or she also tells you kind of like the nights that she's going to be there.
So I'll ask her, is there incentives to offered to her to make her come? Like a package, if you will, if we're going to be headhunting her.
Just get her here.
Is she
Any way
kind?
you so like.
Doctor will ask her if she is kind or one of them.
Oh, she is.
I'm done
She
eating.
is certainly not one of us. No.
Cinnamon applesauce is gloriously
I
delicious.
honestly think Zachariah with Boar is probably our best bet.
Yes. So she says just to get her there. She doesn't say. I'm assuming alive, obviously, but she just says get her there.
He means. So she has asked you to poach her.
Okay.
essentially.
Yeah. So she wants us to headhunt her and take her without any care package or without.
In the
any-
context of vampire, it really makes you realize how violent those terms both are.
Yes.
She wants you to
The
like essentially what she's asking you is for you to get her to work exclusively at the Mortlake Theater.
I understand that. What I'm trying to say is, if she wants us to get her there, what should we offer her. I mean, because they're going to want compensation. So I don't know what she's making. I don't know what Daria is going to.
We could just compel her.
Well, compel doesn't last but one scene.
I don't know. You can, and Daria doesn't tell you.
Okay, okay, I know what he's going to do then. Okay, shall we go, dear doctor, and go see where little John has run up to?
Yes, let us depart. Whether John comes or not, that is his vocation.
It's probably
Sally,
just after 11
welcome to the stream, and thank you for
at this time.
joining. Welcome to the vampire story for the night.
How close is the opposing theatre?
Maybe about a 30-minute drive. She may not be there this evening, or at this point, but you might just find her.
Or we could look up when the next play is.
Correct.
With this thing called Google.
When John stormed out, he went back to the car and he told Ib to get out of the car.
Okay.
He's going back. He's going back to the mansion.
On his own?
I mean, she can come if she wants.
So he's not going to wait for the doctor or Zach?
Yeah, so you're just going to fuck up and not wait for us.
Can't take his cat into some theater, and you guys can get a cab. You're clever lads.
But you're going to leave Zachariah.
Yeah, well,
I look forward to the conversation when we get back.
John has had some changes in his feelings about Zachariah since some of the stuff upon waking.
Eve will not leave Zachariah.
That's fun.
There.
That's fun. Keys.
And she also won't give you the keys.
Then I guess I'll walk back with my fucking cat. We'll see what happens. I'll tell her if the Queen asks, I'll be like, oh, fucking Ib wouldn't give me my car, so I had to take the cat out. Long way. Don't think that'll draw any fucking stares, do you?
She tells you, she says, I'm sorry, that's not my problem. You can
It's
wait.
not your
I'm
car.
sure they won't be long.
It's not your car, lady.
Ah. But I am tasked with its safety right now. And also the safety of those.
Make sure my cat gets home. That's all I've got to say. And John just takes off on a walk.
You're not... Are you just going to leave the cat there?
Yeah, I'm going to grab the suitcase in the back, though.
Suitcase of...
Interesting.
Well, I mean, if I open it, it's got a rifle in it.
Okay. So those
tell us.
were in a suitcase under a false
Interesting.
bottom in the car, or were they just in a suitcase in the car?
No. Everything is in under the false bottom. So, like, foam insert, place for a case, place for guns, place for cartridges, or magazines, and then a little space for a shotgun.
Okay.
I'm leaving the shotgun in the round, so I'm just taking the briefcase.
Okay.
Okay, so John's fucked off, and we get to the exit of the theatre, I assume now?
Yeah,
Interesting.
you make it outside,
So the doctor's
after
going
your meeting with Daria.
Are our windows blacked out in the car?
Yeah, they're blacked out windows.
Okay, so is Eve currently in the car waiting for us?
Eve is standing outside the car,
So
just kind of leaning up against it.
the doctor will look around and look for John, then have a very quizzical look on his face and look at Eve without saying anything.
Oh, he left.
What?
No idea.
Well,
He left the cat, too.
oh, my God.
Zachariah will pull out his phone and call John.
John. So let's take a thing here. Where does John go and what does John do?
John takes a look around the theater, just for a good position to get some height. He's going to try and get eyes on the theater and see if anybody comes out after everybody else has come out. Maybe it'll yield nothing, but he's tired of agreeing to shit that random people tell him to do without any leverage whatsoever. He's not a trusting man, and he doesn't trust that this woman is just going to give up a name because she says she will.
Rosso Lestrade.
So,
thank you for the follow. Oh, welcome to our vampire
yeah, you can
story.
totally get some height if you want. Getting onto the roof of a building is not difficult for a gangrel at all. Pulling out the rifle, training it onto the theater. What are you looking for? How long are you staying?
I'll probably stay. How long of a walk/run would it be for me to get back to the mansion from here?
Probably a long one.
This is about a 30-minute drive from the manor.
Like
So
with
take
traffic,
that as you will.
or like without traffic?
Without traffic.
So I'll probably stay there till about 2 hours before dawn,
Okay.
as needs be. I mean, obviously, if I see someone leave before then, I'll trail them. Specifically, someone who I think might be Daria. Like, I'm not looking for anybody who's a cast member. I'm expecting that the audience will all be out before that. Just do my best to try and see if I can figure out who Daria is if she leaves.
All right. So, give me wits plus awareness. Difficulty 6.
I will re-roll that. Actually, it's going to fail no matter what, isn't it? Unless I get 2. I'd have to get 2 criticals, yeah?
You'd have to re-roll all black dice and grab... You can't
That's
possibly
a
get
long
2
shot.
criticals at this point.
Not even on the 2 black dice.
So a pair of critical symbols is the crit.
Ah,
That
okay.
would give
I
you
did not
4
know that.
success. That would give you 4 successes. You would just get 6 successes if you rolled a critical.
Okay, so it's not possible for me to do it.
It's possible, but you have to roll double 10s.
But I just need to re-roll the 2 blank dice then, yeah?
Yes.
Halfway there.
Halfway there.
At least it's not bestial.
It's no longer a bestial failure.
That could have gone horribly wrong.
Yar.
Or horribly right, depending on your perspective.
So, you see a door open, but you don't see anyone come out.
I just try to... Man, there's no way. I now know that she can become invisible, so there's no way I'm going to be able to track her. So that's
I'm right
fine.
here, Fred.
As soon as that happens and I realize what she is
Just leaning
in
back to my
terms
chair.
of her powers, I am just going to head back to the mansion.
Okay. I mean, you can try and track her if you want.
Ooh, could I track her by smell?
I'm just hanging out.
Sure.
Did you get a whiff
Yeah.
of her in the building?
The smells would have been quite a lot
I mean-
then, but I...
Let me... Animal was Had you brought the cat with you,
Yeah, I know, but if,
life easier.
if I brought the cat with me, then the police would have already been called.
Maybe, maybe not.
Guy with a giant big cat on the streets of London.
A guy with a giant big gun on the streets of London.
The gun is in a suitcase. You can't tell what the gun is.
Oh, children.
I mean, anyone who looks at John will probably assume what the gun is, but they've got no evidence.
Anywho's, where? So you're just seeing the door open and close,
Wasted.
not
is
trying
yours.
to find her, not trying to do anything like that.
Thank you for the fellow and welcome.
Well, I put the
to
gun
our
away. I will jump down
vampire
into the
story
nearest alley
for
from the top of the
Okay.
building
evening.
using weight of a feather.
All right.
Head to the door if possible and just see if there's any chance I can track her. If I lose her, if I can't, then I'll go home. And if I can, then I'll track her.
All right. Trying to track her. This
Tomorrow
will
is
be...
my 3rd birthday here. Oh, you're 3 month? Sweet.
Since you won't be able to do this by sight.
I need to get some more emojis. Or,
This will be
sub
wits
badges
plus
done.
streetwise.
But those cost money, and I'm
This is
not
a
looking.
better
So,
pool for you than wits plus awareness.
Chat is not working
It is still
right now.
difficulty 6.
So it will be a bit before I get some more sub badges in. But yay!
Close.
That is quite close. I will spend 1 willpower for that.
Okay.
And tomorrow's going to be a fun day. So Wild Wild West at 7 and then Tomb of Annihilation at 9 a.m.
I can only spend 1, right?
Well, the 7 p.m. game you'll be sleeping.
I will let you succeed at
Because that'll
cost.
be, what, 1 a.m. there or 2
Partly
a.m.
because
there?
I want to know where this goes.
It won't let me roll another one anyway.
Yeah, I know. You can't double it.
Yeah, it'll be 2 a.m. here. For
You can only do it
1
once per roll. But I will let you
Um,
succeed at cost because I want to know where this goes.
Well, aren't you +2 right now?
Is that agreeable,
What
or
does
would
that
you like to
mean?
fail?
What does that mean?
That means you
Because,
succeed, but it's going to cost you.
0, UTC 0 would be midnight.
John wants to know who this
Yeah,
lady is.
so it
John
would
is-
be midnight,
John
or
is
it'd be 2 a.m. for you.
feeling very upset with
'Cause we're,
recent situations.
Because right now it's 10:47 a.m.
So yeah, he's feeling out of control. He's felt out of control since he came out of torpor. So right now, this is him wanting to assert some control over
There's what,
what's
6
going
p.m.,
on in
almost
his
6
own
p.m.
life.
there.
All right. So, finding your way through the streets of Brompton here, you catch the scent of your quarry. Now, this is difficult. It does take you some time here. That's not the cost. And as you turn down an alleyway,
Almost
suddenly
6 p.m., yeah.
in front of
Damn
you is
Netherlanders.
standing a woman.
Damn Dutch.
She is she has blackened skin that is oozing, and it looks like it's covered in very, very badly infected burns. Her hair is in lone tufts on her head. She has very, very long fingernails and yellowed claws. And as she speaks to you, it comes out in a whisper. Why are you following me?
I'm not the kind of bloke who likes to make deals with people who won't look me in the eyes.
I'm looking you in the eyes.
Yes, but I wasn't looking in your eyes now, was I?
I don't need you to look in my eyes.
It's not always about what you need. Look, I've been asleep for 70 years. I come out, I get a bunch of people telling me to do a bunch of things, right?
Were
Yeah.
you kindred before you were asleep?
I don't suppose I could sleep for 70 years if I wasn't.
Then you know how the game is played.
Honestly,
I have
would.
information that you want. I don't give information for free, so you do something that I want in return.
I don't know about you, but when I was a human, you give people things, you do things for people, they don't necessarily give you what they say will. Just because you say you're going to give us a name, that don't mean shit to me.
You know that kindred don't break deals.
Don't hate the
I don't
player,
know
hate
any
the
of the
game.
sort.
I'm not hating.
Then you must have forgotten while you were asleep.
I'll be honest, I ain't been one of these very long. And I've only run with one crew practically the whole time. So I don't really know that much about any of this. I just know that I don't like people jerking my chain.
Well, that's fine. But I'm being
So-
truthful.
That's good to know. And now I can look you in the eyes. I can get a sense if that's true. I don't like this.
Point at Michael, gotcha.
I don't know the word for it, but I don't like it when you tell me to go do your dirty work and you won't even have the decency to let me see who I'm talking to. Now, maybe you don't like the way you look. I'm guessing that's the case. Life's shit, right? That's what Willie Lomax is saying, right? Life's shit. Yeah, well, life's shit. Your life's shit, my life's shit, that's fine. But you can look me in the eyes when you ask me for something, eh?
But I can't. And indeed, she turns her eyes away. She does her best to avoid eye contact as much as possible.
Anyway, I'm sure my friends will find your lady. In the meantime, don't forget, don't always need to see with the eyes. We've got other senses we do.
I have all of the same senses you do.
So, quick kind of question, character. So, John, does she appear to be gangrel? Because she really sounds like one.
She's not a gangrel.
Sounds like Nosferatu to me.
She is Nos, yeah.
Mm.
Blackened, oozing skin, looks like it's covered in badly infected burns.
Yeah, but when you sounded like the animalistic claws and whatnot.
Well, they're the
Oh,
animal.
Yeah, Nosferatu get access to animalism.
Ah, cool.
Anyway, John's just gonna look at her and be like, anyway, it's nice to make your acquaintance. Sorry to have to follow you like this, but I'm just getting tired of people jerking me chain.
If you do it again, I will kill you.
Please don't threaten me. This doesn't have to be a bad day, does it? Is it just because I saw you? You got a hang up about that?
If you follow me again, I will kill you.
Look, I'm off now. You have a nice night. If I end up following you again, I suppose we'll have a bad day. One or the other, right? That's fine.
I suppose you will have a bad day.
Does John kind of get the feeling of how powerful she is?
John wouldn't know.
Right.
Honestly, John, personality-wise, is likely to get himself into serious trouble at some point because he was never really taught how to be a kindred. He's only been a kindred for like 6 years, which is like nothing.
So,
And he didn't have a sire. Yeah, he's a fuck up. Yeah, John will then walk away cheerfully, feeling like at least he managed to get the upper hand in one situation in his life, blissfully unaware of the price that Derek's going to make him pay.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe he thinks he's got the upper hand.
Hey, you got to get those small victories in life. That's all you get.
And what do John and Zachariah do for the rest of the evening?
Well, I was once I realized that John wasn't here, I was going to try and call him to find out where he was, which I'm assuming he did not answer.
Quick
Did not
question,
answer.
did you mean the Doctor and Zachariah?
Yes, sorry. Did I say John?
Yes.
You did.
I'm sorry.
So yes, Zach would have tried calling John, which I'm assuming he does not answer.
Yeah, no, John does
He did
not
not.
answer.
Then hop into the car, look at Fluffy, pet Fluffy, and tell once Schlaf gets in the car, we'll tell Eve home.
On a side note,
Yes, sir.
you probably noticed that Fluffy tends to be a little bit less passive and welcoming when I'm like not around and or in a shit mood.
So he hangs out. Yeah, he turns out more like a regular wildcat.
I did tell him before I left to just like, you know, stay there and be cool.
The cat is being surprisingly chill at this moment in time.
So Schlarp is going to interject with Zachariah's command to Eve. Whoa. Do we not want to go and find out whether this lady is working tonight or not? They do tend to hang around the theatre late.
Oh, yes. They might. It'd be midnight, so we can go and see. And if not, maybe there's playbill on the marquee seeing when the next show is.
So
it will be, it will be around midnight when you get there. But yeah, do you want to still go? All right. So, as you direct Eve to drive through London and you make your way to the London Double Theatre Company. The parking lot is completely empty. There is nobody here at this hour.
Is there a marquee, like a billboard or whatever, saying the times for the next shows?
Yeah, there is a marquee. It does have some dates on it. It doesn't have a specific time on it.
Is there a website?
Yes, there is.
Okay, we'll write.
There's a website as well, but there's also no one in the building. All the lights are off. There are no cars.
Is there a security system by the looks of it?
You'd have to get out of the car and go look at things.
Shall we scope the area, Zach?
If you wish.
Well, I'm not saying we have to break in, but let's get a general idea of what's around. Let's see what we have to deal with.
Maybe some of the doors are unlocked. I'm not going to break in. If you remember what happened last time with doing that, we can just see if any doors are unlocked.
Alright, so, going to see if any of the doors are unlocked. On the front, checking the very, very front door. No, front door is not unlocked. Going around, checking, casing the building, you do eventually find one door that someone has neglected to lock.
Do we notice any security cameras around the building?
It's
What's awareness?
It says, I don't know.
Is that better for me or Zach?
Oh, sorry, this isn't difficulty 6.
I was like,
Reroll that.
Oh, Lord.
So can we use that first roll?
We'll use the first roll.
Do I need to re-roll or just ignore it?
You can ignore it. I'm going to be nice because that's all because I forgot to change the difficulty.
Let's say two bestial failures. We're gonna eat Fluffy.
Yeah.
That's going to be a dead cat or a dead Eve.
You wouldn't. No, you wouldn't die.
Would Zach even like deign to eat from an animal though?
No.
No.
Zach cannot. He has
Thanks, we
special
cannot do
power
that.
to eat from anything. So,
The chick painting her boobs is streaming.
there are
decisions.
a couple of security cameras. Conveniently, none of them are pointed towards this door.
Yeah, so I guess you're gonna be leaving me, Caesar. It's not too long before she gets banned again.
How convenient.
If you paint your boobs on Twitch, you can gear more. I'm not going to paint my boobs on Twitch.
Do you go inside?
Can technology see through unseen passage?
I'm not quite sure. Let me read Obfuscate real fast.
As Caesar steals all my viewers. to the chick painting her boobs. I have watched that. I have watched that stream before. I just. I got yelled at because my wife walked in.
No protection against machine surveillance.
My wife walked
Right.
in one time when I was headed up.
So that is no point using that.
She does.
Humans taking out the vampires have a hard time pointing the lens, but automatic
With all
cameras and
all
other
that
types
money
of
she
detections
makes,
can
you would
sense
think.
yes.
I'm sure she makes more money in one stream than I do in a month stream.
Okay. Well, shall we have a look, Zach?
Very well.
Okay.
After you, dear doctor.
Yeah, so nice of you. So the doctor's going to step inside and have a look around.
All right, stepping inside, having a look around, you find yourself in a side hallway. Walking in, there is a door immediately to your right, and if you look in, this looks like a green room of some kind. There's also a desk in the far corner, and it looks like there is another door leading backwards that has a name placard on it.
And is this our friend's name we're looking for?
It is not. The name on this placard is Norman Small.
Okay. I seen Cheech.
Oh, I should have changed that name. Whoops.
Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, so
Thank you for the
there are also
follow.
some play builds scattered around here. There's a couch, there's like some table and chairs, and like copy machine, filing cabinet, all of that stuff. In this room.
Is there, by chance, an envelope and a piece of paper?
An envelope and a piece of paper. Yes, there is stationery around.
Okay, I will take that pen, envelope, and piece of paper for future use, which will come up in a few minutes.
Okay. Doctor?
So, navigating around, I'm assuming we are able to notice the points where the cameras are and avoid them.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
So, can we see... I'm assuming that Sheena McDowell is kind of like the star of the show.
I'm assuming you're going to look through some playbills?
Yes.
Alright, so looking through some playbills, yeah, immediately. Looking through, you see her on the front cover. You see her on the front cover, going back through several playbills. She has been the leading lady in many of the shows here at this theater.
Excellent. We will still look around for her green room.
So looking around, going through some of the other rooms, as you return to that hallway, you go right through, as you head downwards, almost a little bit catty corner from the other door. There's a door to your left from the other green room that you came out of. Going through, this takes you immediately backstage. So you find yourself in the wing space. Searching around back here, going to the left, you find to your left and around the corner are two dressing rooms. So there is a men's dressing room and a ladies' dressing room, both of them. There don't seem to be any like specific green rooms. This also seems to be like some sort of community theater.
Okay, so we now know exactly what she looks like, don't we?
Yes, you have seen her picture.
That is primarily what the doctor came for.
And what does she look like? Sorry.
So,
Heard. Added to my horde.
1 second. Is there a description of her in the module? There's not. So, you see a woman. She is probably around 5'8". She's got a medium build, kind of athletic. She's got short brunette hair, very angular facial features. No wrinkles. She's got a big smile, and her face just as Daria said, looks very soft.
Zechariah likes what he sees.
No, Zach. Stop drooling. What have I told you about getting involved with your food?
I like to play with my food, dear Sloth. You know this.
Shall we exit now and go back to the manor? And maybe go to see another play. Maybe this time we wait for Lara and let John go hunting or something.
Yes. Damn, I wanted to do something, but I can't do it now because we don't.
What do you want to do?
So I was going to take the piece of paper and write down. I would like to discuss a business opportunity with you. Sign my name. Put a gold coin in it, and address it to the lady.
Creepy, but I like it.
Yes.
Very creepy.
Well, adding, basically what I was trying to do is if we talk to her, convince her to leave where she's at, go work for this other place, and we'll pay, with some, obviously, gold coins, which, as we've figured out last week, are worth quite a lot.
$2,000.
I am not going to go poor. I have a massive collection of gold coins.
Yeah, the gold coins also cause problems for the people that receive them, but that's neither here nor there. So. Anywho's, yeah, no.
It's a means to an end. It is a means to an end. I don't care. Or Zachariah doesn't care. It's a means to an end.
Yeah, you can totally do that.
To be fair, they're really easy to turn in at one of those like we buy your gold shops. You don't get nearly
half the
the
value for it. Yeah.
Half of the value of a gold coin is still more than what you're going to get in most situations.
I mean,
Right. Back to the manor.
All right, so back to the manor. You guys arrived.
Sorry. I will write my phone number down too and leave it there for her. Sorry.
Right.
Okay, now we go back.
Okay, so
sorry.
you avoided the cameras just fine coming in. You know where they are on the way out, but because I obviously can't let you get away with this for free, I am going to ask you to give me dexterity plus stealth checks.
Where's my stealth?
This is difficulty 2.
Dexterity plus stealth.
You have obfuscate, so you can use dex plus obfuscate.
I was just about to ask that.
Yes.
I'd like to re-roll one.
Yep, go for it.
I would also like to rouse the blood and add it to physical.
Okay. Go ahead and make your rouse check.
Oh, why does the first one say difficult? Oh, there it is. Never mind.
Yeah, I changed the difficulty. Like you guys rolled before I changed the difficulty.
I rolled the same thing either way.
Yeah. So, yeah, Dr. Schlop, you get hungrier. That beast comes out to play, and as it does so, it is not a good night. So, go ahead and hit that surge button. It will automatically add the dice to the pool for the roll.
I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't even. He doesn't care. He's trying to get out, but I'm not going to waste willpower for an empty community theater place.
That's barely. Okay. You two make it back to the car.
I did fail at my roll.
I know you did.
Okay.
You two make it back to the car. It's a security camera. It's not like it's
Fair point.
It's a community theater, guys. It's not like you're breaking into the FBI. It's a community
Yes,
theater.
yes.
But the Doctor is not a fan of having his self on camera, as you noticed that when camera phones came out in last week, he hit the deck and pretended to be kind, which disgusted him to the core.
Yep. Fair enough. Move the camera over here.
So, is there anybody around at all?
At the theater?
Is there anybody walking the streets around the area?
You probably see a few people walking the streets, but no one's paying you any attention.
That's good, because the Doctor would like to feed.
Ah, wonderful.
He's
Okay.
getting rather hungry.
All right. So,
Uh-oh.
are you going to just feed from any old person, or are you going to do your thing?
The Doctor is very much into eating from sleeping or subdued targets.
Right.
So he would essentially like to subdue somebody, hypnotize them,
Vancouver by night, thank you
bring
for
them
the
back to the manor, and feed from them there.
Hey, Vancouver by night. Thank you for the host.
As I just said that, but you can't hear me.
Thank you.
All right. So, you would like to subdue someone, bring them back to the manor?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That is like you're taking them like 30 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go ahead and
She's gonna see the cat too.
do some predator
Jeez.
pool rolls here. So this is gonna be. This is so strange that your predator pool is Dex plus Stealth. I'll give you Dex plus Obfuscate for this because I'm a nice storyteller.
Benevolent.
Okay. So, have you set the DC?
Yes, thank you. This is difficulty 2. Also,
Wow.
rousing the blood,
2
I
success.
believe, lasts. Does that? Oh, it only lasts for a single roll, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
He
That
actually got away with it.
2 successes. Yeah. So, sneaking up behind someone, there you find just a random guy sleeping on the street. He is out cold already.
Wunderbar.
Well, he's drunk.
So, if he is out cold already, the Doctor sees no reason to take him away and will just make sure he stays asleep and feed from him there. He is not a man that has pride. He will feed from anyone, as long as
Okay.
they are sleeping or subdued.
All right. So, as your fangs come out, as you go ahead and begin to drink from this man, the blood it's always good. It's never awful. It seems to be laced with some sort of alcohol, and you can definitely probably smell that as well. But how much do you take? Because
2.
that's the question.
2.
Okie dokie.
Wait,
So-
you only have 3 probably?
As you drink from this man, you take those 2 hunger dice back, and you leave him sleeping peacefully on the street, as much as possible, at least.
I will lick the wound close.
Mm-hmm.
He'll
You
just
lick the wound closed.
probably feel like he has the worst hangover ever in the morning.
Probably. Might need
That
some
is a-
orange juice.
Sounds like iron anemia. Might have a restless
Yes.
leg syndrome.
So,
Like that.
while that's happening, let's head back to John. So, John, as you were making your way back to the manor, it is very, very early morning, very, very close to dawn.
So what time did I confront Daria?
That was probably around 3.
Okay, doke. I am.
This was your cost to succeeding.
Yeah, I've been running most of the time.
Okay.
Like I'm not walking. I'm running home.
All right. So, running on foot, even with even with some celerity
The
here.
guy's name is Fred.
First things first. At 3 hunger, give me stamina plus athletics.
Well, that's gonna be bad.
Oh,
There's
wow.
a chance I can use my fortitude.
How did...
Mm-mm.
Succeeded.
You succeeded. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Sounds like an arse.
Fortitude isn't something that you really call upon. It is the I'm hardy and tanky and can do cool things. It's not something that you can
Sorry for yawning.
really call
a little
upon.
tired.
Now, yeah. So you run your way home as the sun starts to lick up towards the horizon. You're not quite there.
Ooh.
You have probably around 10 minutes.
So if I'm 10 minutes from the inside of the estate, does that mean I'm basically on the estate?
No, you have 10 minutes before the sun is up enough where it's going to kill you.
Okay, and how far?
Or it's going to start doing ag health, at least, to you.
Yeah. How far from the estate am I?
Probably around 15.
And what's the rate at which the sun does aggravated damage?
Enough that you will be dead before you make it.
And would John know that? I guess is the fundamental question. Because John John character-wise would probably think, "Oh, I can make it," and
So,
probably
as a kindred, you know that once the sun rises,
You're going to die.
you're going to basically be in day sleep. Like, once the sun is up, you are dead to the world.
do I just basically pass out or something?
Essentially, yes. The blood goes dormant. Now, you can, you can spend willpower, you can't spend willpower to stay awake, but there is a way you can stay awake, yes. But it costs.
Well, yeah, everything costs, doesn't it?
Now, you can... you have, all the options in the world. You can, find an abandoned place. You can, dig a hole. You can get inside of a tree or something. I don't know. But, yes.
I think John's going to go into the sewers.
Okay.
He's going to get as close as he can. If there's a way to stay awake, he may do that and try to get access to the postern for the Haven underground.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, getting into... So finding an open manhole as you see the sun rising, you immediately lift that and throw it away, jumping down into the access and into the sewers, replacing the manhole cover above you. In that time, you're still...
I thought he just threw it away.
Do what?
I envisioned when you said it, me literally flicking the thing off and just flinging it.
I mean...
Which I'm fine with. I don't need to put the man cover back.
Okay, cool. All right, so John does not put the man cover back. I was going to give you the benefit of the doubt and make your life safe and easy, but all right. So, not putting the man cover back, as you lift it and just toss it like a frisbee, it lands over maybe about 25 feet away, inside the inside someone else's lawn. Jumping down in, you find yourself assaulted with a little bit of a smell. This is just an access tunnel here. It'll take you a little farther to go into the actual sewers.
I'm still running.
All right, so running inside the sewers, as the now you'll be safe down here. Like you'll be safe from the sun.
I like your call. You'll be safe. I mean, from the sun.
It's
No, that's fair. That's fair.
yeah. I mean, I don't know what happens. I haven't made the rolls yet.
If I wanted everything to be safe, I wouldn't have decided to become a vampire.
Exactly. So
B-word.
you make your way down into the sewers. Now, has John ever been into the sewers before?
Of course he has.
Probably not the sewers of London. He'll have been in the sewers of Manchester, Birmingham, a couple of places on the way. He knows about the sewers of London because, they're famous sewers. And he spent a lot of time in, like, dark, stinking closet areas because he was in the trenches.
All right. So John would not necessarily know the layout of the sewers. Cool. So, give me wits plus... This is wits plus streetwise. Three successes is fine. Okay. Yeah, you end up not getting lost down here. Good. You find your way down into the sewers proper. And you believe that you are under the manor as the sun rises, and you feel your blood start to thicken. You feel the vitae and the power start to leave. Do you slip into your day sleep here in the sewers?
Am I near an access point into the Haven?
No.
There's nothing for it then.
Now you can stay awake and try.
Stay awake and try what?
You can stay awake and try and find an entrance, but that's...
I never did describe the postern, because I took 2 points in postern. I had presumed it would be underground, but I didn't establish that.
It had not been established.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll sleep.
Okay. And we'll
Shit.
we'll work the postern out at some point. I'm totally okay with you having it, obviously. It's just...
This might be exactly the motivation that John needs to actually spend those points and install a postern.
I mean, I need to know exactly where it is if you're just going to use it, so just let me know. Yeah, so John has fallen asleep in the sewers. Zachariah and Dr. Schloff, do you have anything else you want to do for this evening?
No, Zachariah's good. He's at 1 hunger, so you just go.
The doctor is happily full up and will now go back to the manor for his day sleep.
I would feed the cat, though, seeing as John abandoned him. When we get back to the manor, we'll try and feed the cat.
Just telling the cat how terrible his owner is. He abandoned you.
Mm-hmm.
How?
To be fair, it wouldn't give me the car. I was trying to abandon you guys.
I mean...
But I don't know that. Oh, unless Eve told us, but who knows?
I don't think Eve would tell you.
No. She's not loyal to you.
So...
Which is why John does not like her.
But she wouldn't abandon me.
So you do feed Zachariah.
Yay, Fluffy gets fed.
Yeah, that one. You do feed Fluffy.
Aw.
And Fluffy is very happy to be fed as well. They like food, you know.
Scratch behind
That's
the
how
ears.
cats are.
Scratch behind the ears.
Chad, you like winding me up so much. I think you should be an honorary Brit.
Oh, you wind me up so much, so I got to return the favor a little bit, yeah.
So, as we continue onward, what is your plans for getting to talk with our friend who we need to?
Well, Zach seems to have taken the stalking route.
Sheena?
How's that stalking if I'm trying to headhunt her and leave her
You
money?
want to take the stalking route?
No, I'm like literally not trying to do that. I was trying to, like here's some.
So she's gonna get in the morning. She's gonna get into her dressing room essentially, and she's gonna see this note on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where did you leave the note? She doesn't have a set dressing room.
So I put it in one of the main ones, I would suppose. And
Did you put it in the main green room where you guys came in?
Yes, with her name on it. It is sealed. Oh, if I
Okay.
yeah, I did seal it.
Yeah. So also in that side door, I'm gonna assume that you guys would have explored it as well. So there were those two doors. So there's the green room here and the backstage access door here. And then following out from that, there are also two main double doors. Having gone through those, you would have found them leading into a 330-seat theater with a very, very low stage. So maybe 6 inches off the floor. And you would find the pit open and the curtain down and ready for the next show.
And when we got back, I would try and look up when the next show was.
It would have been the next night.
No, we'll pass on that information to Schloff.
Okay, so Schloff would go online and book some tickets. And looking around the manor, you notice that John's not around, so he only buys 2 tickets.
Are there box seats available?
Yeah, is there a box available?
There is no box in here. It's not.
Yeah,
it's again like a community theater.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
It's a smaller 330-seat theater. There are a good amount of rows backwards.
So I tell Schloff just to get the most expensive ones.
They're all the same price.
so
he doesn't know that.
The doctor would like to get seats that they can have easy access to where the actors go backstage.
All right, so you're probably going to want to be in the
Stage right.
like to try and see them, or to like try and see where try and find the actors.
To try and find them.
Okay, so you're going to want to be in the seats near those double doors. That's going to be towards the, and yeah, you do find some open seats, right in the middle of the theater actually, but towards that side of the doors.
The doctor will then book them.
All right, how many are you booking?
He's going to book 2 seats, but he's going to reserve a 3rd one in case Laura comes back. But John made it painfully obvious that he wasn't interested in a theatre, and he's also not around, so we don't know what's happened to him. So Schloff's like, nah, he'll find his way back.
Okay.
I would assume Zach's probably more worried about him than Schloff is.
Well, he did just piss off and left Fluffy, so he's not really happy with him either. But he does still care about him. Because he did try calling, but he didn't answer his phone, so he's like, meh. Maybe he's out hunting.
And alright, so this is all the out of character things. And then we'll go back in just a moment. So what is So once you do find her, what is your plan? Just so I know what's happening.
This is all you, Zach.
One, he's going to try and convince her, and well, if it's an issue with money, he already gave her 1 gold coin, so he'll take some more with him, and we'll try and pay her to go and work for this new company exclusively.
Okay. All
If
right.
she's not able to be bought, the doctor will attempt to hypnotise her.
Okay.
This is like a backup plan.
And if there's a contract to be signed, we'll have a contract or whatever. Because if worse comes to worse, Schlaf could hypnotize her and have her sign the contract, and then she's fucked.
Essentially, Zach could compel her to sit down and look at the doctor, or sit down and look at this man.
But we're trying to go about it the nice way.
Mm-hmm. This is the backup plan.
Yep.
All right.
So in our world, bribery is the nice option.
Hi.
I guess it is, I suppose. Oh, had a yawn. Ooh. So, as
Oh no, I'm yawning.
your day sleep ends, can I get the 3 of you to make me a rouse check for this new evening and this new scene? All right.
It's not our day for this today, is it?
This is not your day for the checks. So we're going to start. We are going to start with John
Who's
right now.
now showing his bestial features.
And smells like
Yes.
shite for sleeping in the sewers all night.
So John, as Actually, we'll leave you there because I need to talk to you about things before I do this to you.
Ew, fancy dancing.
Uh-oh.
You can do anything you want to
Right.
John. John will live with the consequences of his actions. You don't need to worry about me as a player.
Okay.
John makes his own choices. I'm just trying to play John. I'm not attached to the outcome of what happens to John as a player.
Okay, cool. So, leaving the manhole, so during the day, leaving the manhole cover off, John, can you roll me just table dice? Roll me 5 dice.
To success.
Okay. So, leaving the table, leaving the manhole cover off, has caused some problems in the streets. Someone didn't notice. They ran the car into it. It wasn't a good time for their life. They didn't have a good morning. Now, the authorities are called, and as it's kind of strange to see a manhole cover thrown away. First things first, it's probably kids, but they have to at least do a double check just to make sure. So as they double check, luckily they don't quite find you. You were
Luckily.
You got far enough away, you got a little farther into the sewer proper, running your way around the winding streets. As these police officers just make their way back up, they replace the manhole cover, and go about the rest of their day. Now, as you wake up, you are brutally, brutally hungry. That could have been very bad. More successes would have been bad.
That's unusual.
I go through. I was basically having you roll for the investigation of the police officers, essentially.
Oh, like if
Whether
they
they
found.
found, yes, whether they found things and whether they didn't find things. So 2 successes. It was like difficulty 4 for you. So
On the downside, if they had found me at least later in the evening, it might have been a very quick way for me to secure a meal.
yes, but this was a little closer to the morning. So you would have been basically perfectly asleep. Now, they did not go far enough to find you, Obvi. So, hold on, drink, Jesus. So your day ends without incident, and you wake up just a little bit hungrier. But your beast is now gnawing at the cage. It wants to be let out. You are down here in the sewers. What do you do? What does John do?
Well, John is not fully John anymore, is he?
No, your beast has started to manifest, and as a gangrel, when this happens for you, you start to exhibit. What do you look like? Like, what happens? What physical
Exhibit
changes take place for
A.
John?
Well, my face starts to elongate a little bit here. I start to get quite a bit hairier. And
So,
especially on the back of the neck, you can really see the hair start to come in a bit thicker. And my nails start to lengthen. Is that enough, or do I need more?
No, that is more than enough. So, as all of these changes start to take place, give me 1 second as I find.
look what I wrote in chat.
Is John becoming James? Wow.
What?
Wow.
Do you know what, Chad? You are such an asshole. I love you, but you're such an asshole.
Thank you. I mean, I don't have a go. If a day goes by that I don't have a go at you, I mean, come on.
I'd be quite concerned.
As I said, honorary Brit.
I mean, I did live there for 6 years, so.
I've never met a people who insult each other so much out of love as the British.
That's us.
All right. So, what is John doing?
John is hunting. I mean, in terms of the mental space he's in, he's, first of all, he's just getting a sense of where he is.
All right.
And then he's going to, he's probably going to stay under the sewers and listen. And listen for areas in which he can hear people.
Okay. So you hear the main thing you hear down here.
Rushing water.
Rushing water. It sounds a little sludgy at best. You hear the small steady drips. You can hear the faint sounds of cars, but you don't hear the voice of people. It is also very, very dark down here. I'm going to assume that you have Eyes with Beast active.
Oh,
so
when I'm this far in the beast, when I'm this far into the beast, they're on by default.
Okay. All right. So, going through the sewers, where do you go?
Comes me, you
Do you just look?
Thank you for the fellow.
I mean, I'm
To
just
our
kind
vampire
of
story.
hunting on instinct at this point.
Okay, so hunting through instinct, making your way around the sewers. You Give me what's awareness.
Don't know why I can't seem to remember where awareness is every time.
Mental.
Ooh, barely.
Okay. Yes, 3 successes. All right. So you catch a faint scent in the sewers of a person. Maybe. Do you follow?
You know I do.
Okay. So, following that scent through, the sounds of cars get louder. You eventually hear what sounds to be a train, an underground train. Maybe.
Okay, I mean, large mechanical noises will kind of give me pause, so I might go around anything that sounds like it might be. Like, I'm really listening for, like, the sounds of milling animals.
Okay. Yeah, so you may mostly hear the large mechanical noises, and you also do hear the faint sounds of people.
I'm gonna sneak closer. I'm going into stalking mode.
Yeah. All right. So stalking mode. Are you trying to be stealthy, like actively?
Yes.
Dex plus stealth, please. Four successes. Jesus. Okay. So, like a jungle cat, you blend into these sewers, and hearing the sounds of people, they get closer as you move towards them, as they should.
I'm really glad I specified the charcoal pinstripe rather than the silver pinstripe.
It doesn't matter. Everything's dirty enough down here now. It's all dark-colored clothing once you've been in the sewers for 10 hours.
So I take it I'm coming up upon an underground station.
Yes. You are coming up upon an underground metro station. There are still people here in the evening, in fact. And
Yep.
looking the way you do, but with that good stealth roll, looking through the shadows, you're off to one side. You haven't, like, made your way into a metro, but this may also function as some sort of access tunnel for maintenance crews and things like that.
I'm going to, again, keep approaching as stealthily as I can. I'm keeping an eye out for someone who is separated from the pack.
Okay. So, as you do so, you hear a voice call out to you. And you hear a faint, "Hello?" And you see a young man wearing a green vest, a white button-up shirt, what were once light brown khaki pants, and a coat that is on his left shoulder. And he is walking towards you with some hasty steps.
Does he smell human?
Not quite.
I'm going to go into a defensive crouch, see if I can pull myself up against the wall, get out of sight, and change position so as to confuse.
Whoa, friend. No need to do that much. It's all fine.
John's gonna Is he apparently tracking me no matter what I'm doing?
It seems to be that he can see you supernaturally. Yes.
Okay, in which case I'm going to come out of my low crouch and approach him very slowly.
Okay.
Very slowly.
So as you slowly approach him, he says, "Whoa, you know what? Not the strangest thing I've seen. My name's Victor. It's nice to finally see someone other than the police down here."
I'm hungry.
Aren't we all?
John's just going to stare at him intently.
And as you get the feeling that you could probably drain this one.
But he doesn't smell fully human.
Looking at him even a little bit closer now, you see that he's running his hands through his hair. Give me Resolve plus Etiquette, difficulty 4.
Etiquette. Oh. Well, let's hope for a crit. It would require... No, I don't think I can... On 3 dice, I can't get 4 successes, can I?
You can with double tens.
So if I had 3 10s, yeah?
With 2 tens, you can. That 2 tens is 4 successes.
Oh, a crit is 4 successes. Good to know.
Yes.
Yeah, he's gonna die, probably.
Yeah, so you notice that he keeps running his hands through his hair, but his skin is very pale. If he's not a kindred, he's definitely he's like probably sick. Pale skin, watery eyes.
It is what it is. Celerity, get right up behind him and just go for it.
Okay, so rapid reflexes isn't the one that's going to get you like right there. That's going to be more blink. Rapid reflexes is mostly to
Respond to a situation, yeah.
yes.
Does celerity just basically flatly feed into speed, though, the speed at which I move?
Kind of, yes. So it lets you move at like an inhuman speed, but the discipline itself isn't really what does it. It's more of the powers.
Ah, okay. I assumed it was a thing where the actual points, because I know people sometimes roll with their pools.
Yeah, sometimes if you have a power that adds your pool to a roll, then it comes into play. But for the most part, like a rapid reflexes is to dodge things. Like it's basically to give you protection against firearms without cover. The ability to dodge a bullet.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Okay, well, I'm still going for him.
All right. So as you lunge at this guy, give me. He is almost unprepared. Give me strength plus brawl, and add.
Oh no!
Add anything?
Uh-oh.
Anything. It doesn't matter. It's not an actual bestial failure because it's a
Aw.
contested roll. He is going to be at bam bam. He's a small dude. And as you lunge at him, you catch him. You grab him, and do you sink your fangs in?
You know I do.
Okay, so, sinking your fangs into this one, he is definitely a kindred, and this is the sweetest blood you have ever had.
Make me roll something not to drain him.
Frenzy check, please. Hunger frenzy.
Just click the frenzy button.
Roll your unspent willpower.
Uh-oh.
And how do I do that? That's just the black die next to willpower, yeah?
Yep, the one that isn't SP. This is difficulty.
Oh, he
This
succeeded.
was difficulty 2. I forgot to change the difficulty. Do things fast. But difficulty 2. So, no. You keep going, and as you keep going, as you continue to drain this kindred,
He's gonna kill a freaking thin blood.
his body eventually falls fully lifeless.
Uh-oh.
He can't fight back anymore. Now, I have to ask the next question.
Uh-oh.
Do you go farther?
Do I Diablerize him?
Yes. That is always the question.
Uh-oh.
Now, John doesn't really know that much about Diablerizing, I don't think. I don't think he really understands exactly what it means.
Uh-oh.
Nor, based on his knowledge of etiquette, does he really necessarily fully understand the cam. He's kind of like a gun that the cult of Mithras has pointed at people from time to time.
So is it kind of like you're saying he doesn't know the consequences?
He's a kid. I mean, like, in the world of vampires, he's a child. He has a child's understanding of the world of the kindred. He's done jobs for the cult of Mithras, and then he was asleep for 70 years, and now he's like a petulant teenager who just wants a little bit of control over his life. I mean, he wasn't a very educated man when he was a human. I think he's going to go for it.
Nice.
Okay.
Hoping you'd say that.
As your target is held and immobilized, and you drink this very viscous blood, but it tastes so good. Double checking here. All right.
He's gonna drain him.
Double check these rules. All right, so having incapacitated and drained, as you go to Diablerize this person, you can feel their consciousness right on the edge there. So, his blood potency is 1. I need you to roll Strength plus Resolve, difficulty 3.
Can I use willpower?
You don't need to. Oh, wait, yes, you do. Yes, you can use willpower to reroll. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, as you do so...
I love it. He drains. He's gonna drain him.
You feel this man's consciousness slip away and into your fangs and into your body and into your head. And you begin to feel his power. So, I will tell you, this man was not a lower generation than you. So you don't increase your generation here. But
Probably a thin blood.
you do lose a point of humanity, which for some reason I can't change right now.
That humanity track's getting pretty low.
As expected of a gangrel.
That'll bring me to 5.
Yep. 5 there, and then I have to add a stain box. That's already been done. Cool. Alright, so I need you to roll a humanity plus your blood potency. So 5 plus 1, so 6 dice. versus his resolve plus blood potency, which was 5.
3 success.
Bam.
It's not bad.
Ooh.
It is. Oh
Okay.
no!
Oops.
Oopsies.
So, how many of these happen? Every success rolled gives you 5 experience points to immediately spend on increasing blood potency.
What? I get good stuff?
So, yes, you gain 15 experience to immediately spend on increasing blood potency or on disciplines known by the victim. So, disciplines he knew were Auspex, Celerity, and Presence.
So what's the rate of gaining them in that situation? Do I gain them as if they were my own clan skills, or do I gain them at 7 times the new level?
You gain them at out of clan skills because they are not clan.
And can I add my existing experience to that pool for doing this?
No. This is immediate. This is an immediate spend.
Okay, so I will bring my celerity up to 2.
Okay.
I'll choose a power for that later, and then I've got it was 1 point left. Is that correct?
So, no, you have 5 points left because that's 10.
Yeah, but celerity is an out of clan skill for me.
Oh, never mind. Yes, then yes, you have 1 point left.
What do I do for blood potency? I don't understand how XP works
Blood
for that.
potency cost in 20 experience points to increase blood potency. You couldn't increase it anyway because it's up to a maximum of the victims. Now, should the roll fail, the developers lose a point of humanity for each success by which they failed. If this failure, praise minor is replaced by the developers. Okay. All right, and that part you don't need to know about. So, you have successfully diablerized this victim, and his body does not go away. It doesn't turn to ash. It decays slightly, but it doesn't turn to ash.
I don't know why that is, do I?
I'll give you an intelligence plus occult.
Oh, good. I think that's a 1 dice pool. I'll just roll intelligence. I don't feel the need to check occult.
Probably a thin blood.
Yeah, no. You have no idea. Rudy, hush.
I'm just going to drag the body deeper into the sewers with me.
And as John drags the body deeper into the sewers, we will go ahead and end there and pick up next week where they tail a wonderful Sheena.
I imagine you're going to make me pay for all of that, aren't you, Derek?
So, out of character, is that a thin blood?
No, he was a very, very new, very, very young Toreador.
Oh.
Who was technically supposed to help you in the next part.
Oh my god.
He was clearly young enough to know that you don't go, young enough not to know that you don't go near a near frenzy gangrel in the sewers. I'd say lesson learned, but he didn't learn
He's
shit.
very young. I mean, he
Yeah.
didn't have a chance to react. He had like 1 dot in celerity, yo. There's no way. But yeah, it's our wonderful Dr. Schwaff has to head out early, so thank you guys for playing. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you had fun. I had fun.
Yeah, sorry about any chaos that arises from John's mood swings. Unfortunately, they never really gave proper counseling after World War I, so he's got a lot of unresolved stuff.
Bye, Baron. Come back tomorrow at 9 a.m.
I'm sure it'll all be fine.
I'll do some after stream chat once we're all done here.
So that also serves as a way to tell us how Diablery works in this system. So, does anyone have Scry the Soul?
I don't think so.
How does that work?
What, Scry the Soul?
Yeah.
1 second. I'll tell you.
Is that Auspex?
Yes.
Right. Go to intermission. We'll cut this out and we'll do that. Ooh, no, not that one. Oh, turn that one off. Because we are just about done.
It sure is.
Oh gosh, yeah. With it.
So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed today's session. It was pretty fun. We got some things done, and so tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central, we'll be playing some Tomb of Annihilation Episode 2. Hopefully, I don't kill anybody this week like I did last session. I mildly felt bad for that. It was pretty fun. And then tomorrow night at 7, we'll be playing some Deadlands. I'm super excited to play Deadlands. And, yeah. And stay up on touch. Feel free to join my Discord right here or follow me onto the Twitters. And that's how you stay caught up with the stream. And until then, let's see. I do believe Metatropes is streaming. She is, so we will go and raid her. Yeah. I'll be right back.